In terms of fundamental investment, good news is it's, hopefully this tax cut adds to something that was already going on. And as we get into 2019, you should start to see a little more traction, and that's what we're expecting. This year, it looks like fiscal stimulus will add at least 0.5% to growth. The bulk of that 0.5% is actually spending, not tax cuts. And over the course of the next couple of years, it peters out, and then we get the costs of higher interest rates impinging. And that's how businesses have to think of this as trade-offs. They need to get the best tax code they can for themselves. They need to grow as much as they can for themselves. The changes in the corporate tax code were much needed. We needed to be more competitive. The question was, were we going to do it revenue neutral, or were we going to do it just tax cuts? And it became a free-for-all and very complex. And so complex, in fact, it's really fueled uncertainty. People are finding that the tax code has a lot of glitches in it. And so there's a lot of problems now that people are going to need hand-holding through to get through the tax code, and that's slowing down its impact on the U.S. economy as well. Tax cuts don't pay for themselves, and particularly these tax cuts don't pay for themselves. And we've already seen there's no free lunch. With things like debt finance, tax cuts, and spending increases, the price is higher interest rates. And that's something that businesses are going to have to take into account as well. The initial effects of the tax cuts have been focused on share buybacks, paying down debt, getting rid of that debt that was really cheap that they had taken on. That's good over the longer term. Actually adding to pensions, funding pensions, mergers and acquisition activity. International tax cuts aren't as large as people had expected for many large companies, and so now that they're realizing there's some glitches in those and unable to iron them out, they may not be repatriating profits as quickly as they once thought and bringing money back. The other side of this is this sort of rush to the bottom. There's retaliation by other countries. That sort of run to the bottom, it means that it's a moving target on tax rates. For the moment, it should help our competitiveness, but we have to take it into a larger context. What does it mean for the deficit? What's going on with trade policy? How does that encourage or discourage investment in the United States? You do get a near-term boost. What you worry about are we seeding a boom-bust cycle, which businesses have to think about as well. Hey, it's great today, adds a little extra onto the economy today, but might set us up for a larger cliff to fall off of later on. They need to prepare for that side as well. The larger and overarching issue is this is a real opportunity for businesses to redeploy the saving from the tax cut in a very tight labor market situation. We know labor shortages are acute, you're starting to see wages go up, but we also have a very large skills gap. And the skills gap is a moving target. What we have to do now, and what businesses are going to have to do, particularly in the middle market and smaller businesses, because they're competing with the large companies, is utilize technology in a way that helps to take someone that's not very well skilled and bring their skills up. It's not just today's complexity and the code itself. What does it mean down the road for your business lines? What does it mean down the road in terms of what your long-term plans? Because the clients we deal with, they're not making decisions based on what the stock market does every day. They're making long-term decisions. They've got to think over the long haul. The complexity of it is what it is, but that means take everything you've got and all the tools you've got and work within the complexity to find the best plan for yourself. That's our job at Grant Thornton, is to maximize your benefits. Every policy shift has winners and losers. There's no all win, ever. That's just not the way it works. What you want to do is be a winner out of this.